As our latest episode of Mashal Magic and Muscles begins, the scene opens on Dot, staggering from the aftershocks of a fierce magical assault. His eyes tell the story of a man who's come face to face with the vast chasm that separates his strength from his opponents. His gaze flickers to Mash, but his confidence falters, convinced that Mash will be of little help in this life or death conflict. Enter Silva, who audaciously proposes a high-stakes offer. Survive 5 hits from my magic, and the damsel in distress goes free. Oh, but the stakes are even higher. A silver coin is on the line, in adherence to the school's duel rules. Dot, ever the noble soul, agrees to this challenge, even though the damsel warns him of the grim consequences, serious injuries being the lesser of the evils. Silva, the ever-shifty character, adds a twist, implicating Mash as well into this dangerous dance. Dot, his confidence in Mash's abilities now waning, boldly declares he will take Mash's hits too, bringing the count to 10. Brace yourself, Dot. The first hit is a doozy. The force propels him backward, blood spattering in its wake, and he realizes the gravity of his decision. Yet, in a powerful display of resolve, Dot withstands 8 more brutal attacks from Silva. The final attack, a veritable climax of violence, leaves Dot a bloody, battered mess. Against all odds, he rises, shocking Silva to the core. But his strength fails him. As he stumbles towards Silva, he beseeches Mash to rescue the girl and escape. But plot twist, the damsel isn't quite so distressed after all. She reveals herself as Silva's accomplice, her laughter echoing through the forest as they mock Dot's valiant efforts. Enter Mash, the cream puff-wielding knight, silencing Silva mid-gloat. Fed up, Mash steps into the fray, his eyes glittering with a cold fury. "It's my turn, scumbag," he announces. Meanwhile, our hero's friends are engaged in their own battle against a scorpion in another part of the forest. Lance worries about Mash, expressing his concern that the latter might not be equipped to handle a second-year red mage who excels at combat. Cut back to the Mash-Silva showdown, where Silva is mocking Dot's bravado, attempting to smash him into the ground. But Mash isn't having any of that. He charges in, protecting Dot and narrowly evading Silva's attack. Silva's fury intensifies, launching a barrage of pillar attacks at Mash. In a display of sheer strength and resilience, Mash stops a pillar with one hand and shatters it. He then begins comically naming his incoming physical attacks Tricep Magic, Ballista Knuckles. Silva, however, is far from amused as he realizes the impending doom. He launches a desperate assault on Mash, who effortlessly evades and powers through the attacks. A swift, powerful punch sends Silva sprawling, bloodied and dazed. In his final act of desperation, Silva rises, attacking with all his might. But Mash, with perfect form and precision, lands a debilitating punch to Silva's gut. Silva's world spins, he coughs up blood, his body racked with pain. He's on his knees, the gravity of his situation sinking in. One more hit from Mash and it's game over. But just as Silva thinks he's safe, Mash reminds him, that was 2 punches. 8 more to go. The tables have turned. Silva's panic escalates as he desperately searches for an escape route. Just then, a monstrous scorpion bearing a star emblem on its forehead burst from the forest. Silva, caught in a moment of delusion, sees this as an opportunity to make his escape. But Mash, ever the powerhouse, swats the scorpion away with a mere flick of his hand, treating it as a minor annoyance. The star emblem falls to the ground, marking its defeat, and Silva's last shred of hope crumbles into despair. Despite his ruthlessness, Mash takes pity on Silva's pitiful state. He offers to end the duel, turning his attention to the deceptive damsel who's plotting her own escape. Trying to pull the wool over Mash's eyes, she weaves a sob story about being coerced into Silva's scheme. Mash, however, isn't buying it. He hoists her up and slams her head first into the ground with a perfect suplex. Mash believes in equality for all. The fight ends, leaving the pair battered and beaten. Mash reunites with his friends who have been worried sick. They're overjoyed to see him safe and sound, and even more so when they learn he's defeated Silva and a star-studded Scorpion, earning him 2 silver coins. But amidst their joy, there's concern for Dot. Lemon rushes to his aid, leaving him smitten by her concern, and in turn, leaving her shocked by his outlandish behavior. Dot apologizes to Mash for dragging him into the fight, and in a moment of uncharacteristic humility, thanks him. Lance then warns them of the Lang dorm members, targeting Alder dorm students for coins. It's clear that the elites of Lang dorm, the Magia Lupus, have begun the Great War for coins. As Mash pulls out his earnings, the 5 silver coins magically transform into a gold one. This sparks a round of teasing from Dot about the way the coin's glow illuminates Mash's face. Then, in a moment of realization, Mash remembers that all the students belong to separate dorms. He recalls the unique selection process involving a unicorn skeleton that read students' thoughts to assign them to their respective dorms. But when it was Mash's turn, his only thoughts were of cream puffs. This was to the unicorns, and everyone else's disbelief. After a second attempt, the unicorn finally declares, "Cream puff lovers go to Adler," much to everyone's confusion. The episode takes a serious turn as Lance informs Mash about the target on his back since obtaining the gold coin. He advises him to be cautious, especially around the 7 members of Magus Lupus, and never be alone. Mash agrees, but the warning seems futile when he finds himself lost in the labyrinthine school halls. Behind a particularly perplexing door, Silva is begging for forgiveness for his failure to defeat Mash. He's being chastised by their lord, Abel, for losing a silver coin to Adler. The punishment for his failure is severe. He's turned into a puppet, joining in the ranks of those who failed before him. As Abel pontificates about his dream of a world free of impurities, Mash inadvertently stumbles upon this meeting, clutching a door in his hand and apologizing for failing to understand the complex task of opening it. Unbeknownst to him, he's just walked into the lion's den. The episode concludes, leaving us all on the edge of our seats, wondering what fate has in store for Mash in this chance encounter.